This SHOT Show coverage is sponsored by Valor Defense Depot, Night Vision Inc., and D&T Optics. Links are in the description.
What is up, YouTube? My name is David Lee, and you're watching Asian with Hat, and we're at SHOT Show 2025 with Michael Branson of Gideon Optics.
Hey, Dave. Great
Hey,
to
buddy.
see you,
How are you?
Yeah.
All right.
Great
So,
week.
yes, we got some new products over here. 3 new optics.
Yeah, new optics for 2025 launched at SHOT Show or just before. So the big one's actually the smallest one. The first one I want to talk about is this is the Valor Mini. It is direct mount to RMSC or Holosun K. So this is an Avidity PD10. I've got one on my Glock 48 carry gun. My wife has a prototype one on her Shield 2.0. Hellcats, P365 XL. It's going to go straight onto all of those without needing a plate at all. No adapter plate needed. Fully enclosed. We've got battery going in through the side, so you don't have to peel it off and put a battery underneath it. We got a side tray. It's got a selectable reticle. So I hold the brightness up button for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and it'll pop between 3 MOE dot, circle dot, and then circle without the dot, or what I call shotgun mode. You know, you just put the ring around what you want to hit and start breaking off shots. It's very rare to have an optic of this size with a selectable reticle. It's extremely rare to have an optic this size with such a low deck height and still have tactile and audible clicks.
And you can still co-witness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the crazy thing is that I don't have my G48 here, but it has old co-witness sights on it, and they're stupid. It's like an absolute co-witness with so much iron sight in it because this sits so low. So this is the Avidity, and it doesn't have. This is the factory sights that it came with, and you can see a co-witness is just fine. My wife's Smith & Wesson Shield also co-witnesses with the Shield sights right out of the factory. So this is MSRP $329, and it's on sale, or was on sale at the website before we just sold out of the first batch for under $300. But I've saved you the cost of buying a plate, and I've saved you the cost of buying iron sights.
What a good problem to have, you know?
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People have been saying they wanted this for a while, and we made it, and they sold our first batch in 24 hours.
Right.
Woo! But we have more coming. It's going to be okay.
So out of curiosity, so last time we talked, we were still talking about like previous iterations of red dots, and it seems like you guys have really improved on this current iteration, right?
Yeah, it's amazing how far we've come in 1 year from the Judge. We've got the Judge in this footprint that's, you know, a $200 dot. And it's a great dot. Lots of people are carrying it, and it's kind of neat to see it proliferate and go out into the world. The VZ58 guys were here earlier, and they've got them on machine pistols. Whoa, that's crazy, you know. But like, for a year's worth of iteration and work to go from the Judge to Valor Mini is nuts. It's just amazing how fast this technology is going. And actually, for me, that's an argument for budget optics, because you can spend $500, $600, $700 on an optic that's going to be obsolete in 2 years, or you can spend $200 to $300 on an optic that's going to be obsolete in 2 years. You might as well save some money, because in another couple of years we're going to have something even better anyway.
Absolutely.
Right?
Who is making the emitters on these optics right now? Are these Chinese made?
You set me up. This is not public information yet. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. So we've made a change where it's a global market. People are like, oh, stuff's made here, stuff's made there. It's a global market. There's parts that come from everywhere. Valor Mini is incredibly bright. It's very, very daylight bright. I'm super pleased with that. I think part of that has to do with it being enclosed rather than being open, but I don't know. It's crazy bright, but you've heard it here for the first time. Our emitters are actually coming from South Korea.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we buy the emitters in bulk from a vendor in South Korea that makes better emitters than the Chinese can make, and they bring those in, and then assembly happens in China and QC, and then we QC them in the US and all that stuff. But it's a global market. You get stuff from everywhere. I talked to a factory yesterday that has stuff from China, but their final assembly's in the Philippines. Right. We're interested in that because there might be tariffs coming on Chinese-made products. But if we bought it from the Philippines, handy, right? So that's the way things go, right?
Absolutely.
So it's a global market. Parts come from everywhere. The old rules about if it's made in here, it's crap, and if it's made here, it's great. It's changing very quickly.
Yeah.
It's changing very quickly.
I mean, technology evolves, and everything else before may become obsolete like over time, like really quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got 2 other optics over here?
Yeah, this one we launched around Christmas, and it's selling really well. This is called Granite. This is a Granite Carry MOS. This is actually the smaller window of the two. I'll actually show you the window on that. For the internet range safety officers, these guns are all deactivated. They're dead triggers. They don't have strikers in them. So that is straight to the MOS. So you can see the screws in there. Those screws in the MOS slide go right where I want to put my battery. So we hung a 2032 battery off the right side to get us to put it on like a Glock 19 Gen 5 with no plate. Forget the plate. Nobody likes Glock MOS plates. Nobody likes to buy aftermarket plates.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Everything's okay.
Right.
Everything's fine.
And then people like that so much, I thought, well, we can't just make them for Glock guys.
Right.
The other guys are going to feel left out. So here's our platypus that takes Glock mags, or 2011, and it's an RMR footprint gun.
Right.
And this is the Granite RMR comp. So it's the bigger window, and it's on RMR. And I'll show you the window on that bad boy. It is an absolutely massive window. Maybe come down a bit. There we go. It is a giant window. You will not be able to conceal this. Not an EDC optic, but it's great for hunting. We've got one on a 10 millimeter long slide, the Glock 40. It's great for competition. And so they're at $250 for these. Lifetime warranty. So we've got them in MOS right now. We'll have them in RMR very soon, hopefully by the end of the week.
Awesome. Okay, awesome. So of these three, is there some more stuff that you're looking at doing down the road this year?
Want to see something crazy that almost nobody else has seen yet?
Show us.
Let's do a big tanky battle dot that's like a Romeo 8T, kind of, sort of, with a aluminum exoskeleton that's replaceable. You see these two screws, how you just undo those and it pops off the top?
Yep. Right
there, those two screws. If you drop this thing, if the exoskeleton gets all bashed up, you just replace it. We'll sell you one for $15 or whatever. CR123 battery in the side. Picatinny direct mount, so there's no weirdness with, if you want to do a riser for night vision or whatever, it's not going to be a problem. And again, it's big, it's tanky, it's heavy, but the window is just massively crazy. I mean, it's way bigger than any other optic I've ever experienced. Massive window in this thing. And it plays really well with 3X mags. So this will have a selectable reticle, and I've already decided I want one of the reticles to be a BDC, so you can put like a 5X magnifier behind it and go to maybe 400 or 500 yards, and then flip it to the side, and you have a massive window. So what do you think? Because I'm getting feedback. Like, he hasn't seen this before. I have no idea what his reaction is going to be. The reticle's a placeholder.
It's bright.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. Something that I like about this over here is that the window's bigger. I don't think the size of the mass of the red dot is actually occluding me, like saying so. I say occluding, might be using the wrong term, but impeding my vision, like saying so, like sorry guys, acros or mailbox red dots.
Oh, where you get all that metal around it, and then
you're just trying to tunnel vision your way through.
Yeah, it's a situational awareness thing.
Yes.
No, I totally get it.
So my mind, I have OCD, so it's a partial issue where all that stuff, and you're still trying to look through a window in there. So maybe I need to work on trying to look past it, but also at the same time, like I have other setups that don't give me this impeding issue.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. So what do you think? You dig it?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So this is way early. I have no pricing on this. I have no release date for it. Maybe we release it a year from now at SHOT Show 2026, and I'm like, hey, remember last year? But this is what prototypes look like at the beginning of the process. This is the only one so far. They sent us like, hey, you said to do the thing. We did the thing. What do you think, right? And then we give them feedback, and then they make some more samples. And so this is just beginning. It hasn't had its torture testing done and all that stuff yet, but it's supposed to be. It's designed to be stupid tough. Like I drove over it with my F-150 on accident. Oops,
yeah, right,
no problem.
Right.
Type toughness
a stout
level.
red dot.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Big tanky battle dot. We're always working on the next thing. If you're not working on the next thing, you're falling behind, man.
Absolutely. Innovate or die is what they say, right?
That's true. And I hate the word innovation because it gets thrown around, but like almost iterate or die. It's like SpaceX, they keep flying rockets and they crash and they blow up, but then all of a sudden you turn around and they've landed 300 boosters successfly when nobody said it could be done, because they just kept trying and they kept breaking stuff until they figured out how to not break it anymore.
Sometimes you got to make mistakes to learn your lesson, right?
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you demand perfection all the time, you're going to be disappointed anyway. So break stuff and figure out how it breaks and move forward.
Learn your lessons.
Yeah.
Awesome. Michael,
Dave?
thank you very much.
Great to see
Gideon
you.
Optics, SHOT Show 2025. My name is David Lee, Asian with Hat. We'll see you guys soon.